Evie will use her last point of movement to just move back here.
Hop
And
back
that is
down
the end
the
of Evie's
stairs.
turn.
Okay.
I just don't want to be standing near the holes.
You guys are real scared of these
Got-
holes.
Ekon
they
with
are.
Genie on deck. I am going to need a DC 17 Constitution saving throw from this creature.
They're good at these, theoretically. That's a 13.
Okay.
Air heard that creature talking shit.
So
Creatures have been very
15
silent, actually.
radiant damage as Sacred Flame.
How much radiant damage?
15.
15.
Sacred Flame ignites in the creature. And then I'm also going to need a DC 17 Strength saving throw.
9.
I'm going to push it back into the Speed of Moonlight.
Okay.
In case that does anything. Mostly make room for Orson.
I mean,
Uh,
maybe Ekon doesn't appreciate it as much as Edmont, but in a kind of horrific, monstrous way, it does make for an attractive-looking portrait as this ashen creature is pushed back into the rays of moonlight from above.
and then I think I'm good where I am. We've got Genie with Orson on.
Can I just jump down?
You're climbing up, so it's going to cost you 20 feet of movement if you want to go to this square.
Oh, that's fine. Boop. Don't get. Does a 26 hit?
Sure does.
All right, I need 1, 2, 3, D8. This is Shocking Grasp, by the way.
Okay.
So that's 8 points of electric damage, lightning damage, I guess. And then my turret going to climb down and get in this space with Ekon, because it's the tiny one, and it's going to pulse, giving Edmont, because he's only taking damage. Edmont, you get 12 temp hit points.
Holy.
Scramble up this wall here. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Got Orson with Edmont on deck.
Oh, and he has no reaction. The monster doesn't have a reaction.
Orson's
You said
still
it's
down at
Orson's
the base of the stairs.
10, 15, 20, 30. And that's...
So he's at the base of the cliff down there?
no, he's at the top of the cliff. Getting to the base of the cliff is 20 feet of movement, and then getting to the top, I guess.
So he's going to use an action to dash so as to climb up?
Yes, and then basically just end his turn in front of Ekon. Since Ekon... I say Ekon is the most fragile one up here, but not really.
I think that the ash monster is the most fragile one up here.
Just staring down the barrel of 6 angry adventurers. 6 angry level 9-ish, 8 to 9-ish adventurers.
Got Edmont with Victor on deck.
Edmont's gonna close and give him some more vitamin K.
Sure.
You gotta corner this poor thing and beat the shit out of it.
It seems like that way. That's an 11 to hit.
11
I
is
mean,
not
they
going to
started
hit.
it.
Extra attack. Does a 12 hit.
12 doesn't hit.
I'm gonna figure out this thing's AC no matter what.
Good, one at a time.
That's good for me. You know what? Though I will use a key point to dodge, though.
Okay.
Then we've got Victor with Ember Man on deck.
If you don't want to die, remember it currently doesn't have a reaction.
Yeah,
Sure
but it's gonna take it's gonna take an attack next.
Yeah, I'm just reminding everybody it doesn't currently have a reaction.
Yeah.
I just don't
Oh, it
think
was
anybody's
stunned
scared
anyway.
of this monster and is just happy to stand within 5 feet of it.
Yeah, no, you
I'm
right.
not.
Yeah.
I made space.
Victor, you're up.
Do I still have advantage on this? I can.
No.
this
No,
one's-
it was
this
stunned
one's not
from the
stunned.
flurry of blows.
It's not
That one is not stunned.
It is bathed in moonlight. Does that count?
It's very well illuminated. You guys should hire an artist that doesn't inexplicably put strawmen in all of his paintings.
I think Edmund's too busy learning how to do that fire punch.
Um,
He really wants to see how that thing did that.
so I guess we're gonna do dagger to cold. and then try that. See how that works.
Okay.
Does a 26 hit?
26 hits.
Sad face. I forgot to move my hunter's mark. That's going to be 27 points of damage times 2 would be 54.
We don't know it's weak to cold.
If it's weak to cold, 54. Well, it's got my magic vulnerability on it, so.
Yeah, when the first time in a combat he changes that damage type, it gains vulnerability unless it has a specific immunity, I think is how it's worded.
Right.
So yeah, the creature is badly bloodied now as Victor throws this cold dagger across the room at it. Moving or staying put?
He's happy where he's at.
All right, who's next?
Your buddy, your man's.
My
Ember
man.
Man.
This is where it
by Evie.
explodes.
Edmont is dodging, yes?
He is.
I still have a 17 to hit Edmont.
That'll do it.
All right. And the other attack, I have a 25 to hit Genie.
It's very important what did those go in the order that you said they did? So
Sure,
yeah.
that's fine.
Okay, yeah.
First
okay.
attack
Admit.
Edmont, second attack Genie.
Just out of spite, I'm going to use my reaction. It's blind into the
Reaction to what?
blind. I have a dagger that when I take a hit, I can use my reaction to blind
No,
creatures.
a reaction to what? What did you react to? What's the trigger?
Oh, being attacked,
so,
being hit.
So Edmont doesn't gain the benefits of that.
Correct.
We
That's
wouldn't.
why I
There wouldn't be
asked.
any benefits anyway because it's already a disadvantage to hit him.
That's true.
Right. Yeah.
Edmont,
It's just spite mostly.
I have 10 points of bludgeoning damage, plus
10 points.
7 points of fire damage.
So
As-
5 off of my.
As the sledgehammer fist bursts into flame as it impacts you. And then Genie, let's see if we can turn this 27 or something into... we've turned it into a 13 to hit Genie.
No benefit. Like he has to hit me, and then like all after attacks. It's not.
He
as
doesn't
good
have
as
any attacks
Ekon.
after that.
Right, I know. It's spite
So you've done this for no reason.
for no reason whatsoever.
Spite. That's a reason.
Spite.
Genie,
Oh,
10 points of bludgeoning damage,
Uh-huh.
plus 5 points of fire damage.
Okay, I take 2 points of damage.
And then I guess the thing is blind for its other attack that it's not taking.
Right.
How long is it blinded?
Well, actually, it needs to make me a Constitution save throw. Like it's EC 17.
It has passed.
All right. Well, it's not blind.
This was the most useless combat round of my life.
I don't care. But it actually would have been good because attack rolls against blind creatures have advantage.
Yeah.
That's why I did it.
Okay. I thought you said you
That's
did it
a
out of spite.
bizarrely worded thing because normally reactions go before the thing that happens.
So the way it's as a reaction immediately after being
I
hit
know. I
by
just
an
read it.
attack.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just completely weird that they worded it that way.
How long is
Yeah.
it blinded for?
It's not.
Uh,
It's not blind. We're moving on. Who's next?
That was red guy. So now we've got Evie with Ekon on deck.
Evie,
Alright,
can you
10,
finish it right here?
15, 20. Evie steps into the moonlight and look like the moonlight like glints off her daggers. It looks really cool.
This is where you miss.
Yeah, probably.
But it looks
At
really.
least
He's
you're
like, I just want everybody to
acknowledging
know
it
I look really cool doing what I'm about to do.
Does a 15 hit it?
It does.
Okay.
We figured out its AC.
That's the most important thing.
All right. It takes 18 points of magical piercing damage.
That's enough. As once again, the thing kind of discombobulates, and the only solid part of it was this human skull, which hits the soft ground, or the soft ash covering the ground at Orson and Evie's feet, smiling up at you with charred and blackened teeth.
Gross.
But it looks really cool in this moonlight. Moonlight just makes the whole back of this room look awesome.
All right. So
Yeah,
we're like,
Edmont is gonna kind of step into the light
Okay.
Try to determine where the light is coming from.
Does
So-
it trigger his werewolf?
It's not difficult because looking up, you can just see this very thin. You're not sure if it's a natural formation or if it was carved purposely, but there's an opening high up above your head, way too thin to squeeze through. It's broad, almost the whole back half of the room, but it's too narrow to climb up into. It would be the perfect escape route to turn this room into a fire pit, and then all the smoke would just rise up out of the chimney.
Fair enough.
I heard Destil make that noise, and I think I had the same thought he had. Probably not smart for the man cursed with lycanthropy to step into the mysterious moonlight.
It's not mysterious, it's just normal moonlight, and it's not a full moon tonight, so...
Yeah, that's why Edmont was okay to come with you guys.
I mean, we are like okay, this place cannot physically possibly exist underneath our land.
It could
Well, there
very
was
well
a-
be full moons.
There was a full
Can we
moon when we were on the
see the
train.
moon?
and he was-
No.
Here?
In fact, you can't really see much of anything looking up and out. It's narrow enough to allow smoke to escape, which lets a few rays of moonlight down through.
We currently
Victor
don't
is
have.
going to.
Go ahead. Victor.
Victor is finally going to investigate these holes that he's sure are some sort of trap.
Make me an investigation check.
Real quick, does anybody have a familiar out?
No, but do you have a mirror on you? Like a little hand mirror?
Let me see what I have.
That's a 27.
So,
I can. Go ahead, Berko.
checking out some of the holes in the walls here, you find maybe a half dozen of them drilled into the wall, and you think they might have been used to try to move heat through the complex. If you were to light a huge bonfire in this room, the smoke escapes out the top. The heat from the fire, if you have the correct medium in these holes, could snake through, heating up the stone in other rooms on the other side of this wall.
Think we could find some kindling down here or something to burn to maybe.
So, wait. So, it looks like these go somewhere else, but we haven't seen any rooms to that side.
No, but you're thinking that there might... Because I'll put it this way, no crossbow bolts came flying out of them as you started to investigate them.
Yeah, so potentially we're going to take that canoe and go check out the rest of the water, I guess, to see what's on the other side. Because knocking on the stone doesn't seem hollow.
No, solid stone walls. They're just these half a dozen or so boreholes.
Guys, I think if we take the canoe further along the wall, we'll find some more rooms.
Then do we go up the?
You want to try and pull out the rods?
That seems really dangerous.
Seems like a great idea.
Well,
Listen,
Conversely, I
worst case, Genie can just vortex warp the pieces out one at a time into the water, and then we'll have a bridge.
Creatures only.
Okay, then Ekon can telekinetically pull them.
Okay, so
The point
Unless
is,
it's a creature, it's only 5 pounds.
then we'll use our rope and pull them out if they block it. Do we want to pull the stones or not?
I think if your plan is to take the canoe, I think we should do that before we do anything that might disturb the water.
fair enough.
Okay.
So where are we taking the canoe? Back out into snake-infested lake?
To the right or to the left over here.
And I can telekineticus light cantrip 30 feet out in front of it again.
So you're going to follow the shoreline north along this wall?
Yeah, to see if there's more rooms in this direction.
Okay, and there are, indeed. There is a second shoreline. Close to the first in front of you. And as you pull the canoe up onto it, the western wall, I'll give you some more of the lake here. The western wall of this cave where it comes down onto the beach is masonry. It's brickwork. It's not a natural cave wall. The beach itself continues snaking around to the south and also sloping downward somewhat, revealing more and more of the cave beyond. At the top of the stairs leading up to this wall is this large, ornate double door.
What's your thoughts? Do we just go in there, or do we...
This feels a little bit like a boss room, so maybe we should make sure.
Let's go south first. Actually, let's go north. We know the north is probably connected to the other side, most likely.
Well, there is
South.
no north. There's a wall there.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go check and see what's south first.
Okay. Come along the south bank. Because it slopes downward somewhat, more and more of the water rushes into the side. So you reach a point where at the bottom, you actually see more brickwork on your left-hand side, where people are trying to shore up alongside the water. So there's kind of a seawall along the northern bank.
It's a
Beneath
ledge
you,
that we
you're
can...
looking down into what can only be described as a large burial pit. Looking down, you just see countless remains of some number of people strewn about.
Is it just
Just get a step back.
bodies, or are they like clothes?
Bones.
Just bones?
I mean,
Ekon,
you can see rotted scraps of material here and there, broken and rusted weapons. Definitely not a place where people were buried with any ceremony or honor.
Cursory inspection, do they look like they're all human?
Almost certainly.
You want to sanctify the burial pit?
Is it
I
deep
would hope
enough to
whoever
where
did
if
that-
they, is it deep enough to where if they decide they want to come kill us, they they can't climb out?
If they want to come kill us, they're welcome to try. I'm not afraid of skeletons.
Ekon's like, remember when we got like 8 skeletons delivered to the house? And
When we were level 2.
I was like, lol, no.
Well, Ekon has been lull no the entire campaign.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so boss room or pull the rocks?
Again, if we want to save pulling the rocks for last so we don't disturb the water we plan to move back and forth on.
Okay, death it is.
So approaching the double door, there is a large archway, similar to the one you saw in the south half. And it has similar glyphs carved into the intricate stonework.
Recognize the language at all?
Looks like the same archaic form of Darkanese that you needed magical assistance to read before.
I would still have that spell up, wouldn't I?
How long does it last?
No, we took a rest.
Oh, we did take a rest. Never mind then. Scratch that.
If we want to spend 10 minutes.
Well, actually,
ritual it.
Edmont, because you cast a spell earlier, make a history check. Intelligence history.
Sure. 6.
6. No, other than identifying it as the same archaic form of Darkanese, you cannot read the glyphs.
The magic's already fled from my mind. I can't make any heads or tails of it.
I think we should take the 10 minutes before we go
Yeah.
in and start and disturb what's ever in there.
If you want to do that, I'll cast Find Familiar during
Okay.
the ritual. 10 minutes.
So you guys are
Yep.
taking 10 minutes to re-up some spells, casting Comprehend Languages and Find Familiar.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will mark that 10 minutes off of my turret.
Victor is watching the water to make sure nothing pops up.
I mean, water at this point... I mean, the bank where you're standing, it still looks like water, but looking out at the edge of where your light is illuminating, the lake is still turned into slushy at the top.
Not even like a good flavor.
At the end of 10 minutes, reading the glyphs along the door, it reads, Ranya, Warden of the Northern Bank.
There's something about
Yeah.
the Guardian of the Northern Bank we saw elsewhere, right?
Previously, you had read Benedict, Warden of the Southern Bank. That was across this door. Down here.
Evie, do you want to be on point here opening this door with me in case there's someone we want to talk to on the other side?
Okay.
You always hope, right?
I mean, nothing else in here seems to have wanted to talk except that troll who does not seem like he belongs here.
Let's not all stack up when the doors are open.
I mean, he threatened to kill us and eat us, so talking is.
It wasn't his first choice.
We talked to him. He seemed
but
like a nice guy.
He wouldn't have talked to us if he had had the option of trying to kill us. Like, he has no feet.
He was just scared.
Opening up the door.
I'm letting Evie do it. Again, she's the Duchess.
You guys really want to stand like that?
Evie, opening up the doors.
Yeah, I'll open it.
There is some minor illumination in these rooms. A very soft red glow. It's not moving or flickering like firelight would. It's just a static, very dim red glow illuminating both from the north and south as you go in. In the center stands a statue that looks in a much better state of maintenance than the one you had seen previously on the southern bank. This is of a woman wearing a heavy cloak and has heavy braids of hair coming down either side of her face, coming to rest across the armor she's wearing. And her hands are clutching the hilts of a greatsword plunged into the ground in front of her. Laying on the ground in front of her is a long stone staff to which two broken stone hands are attached.
Oh, she stole the staff of
We
the
found the
statue of
staff.
Benedict.
I'd like to check for magic in here.
From the doorway down there?
Yeah.
Victor's gonna walk down.
Neither the staff nor the statue are radiating magic. However, the greatsword is. It is a stone greatsword, which means it couldn't be wielded as a standard weapon. It would be far, far too heavy.
Yeah.
You're also getting magic readings from beyond the north and south corridors. Victor,
Yes.
looking to your left and right here, you can see two other rooms in the complex. At the edge of either room, so here and here, are stone altars stained with blood. And this is where the red light is emanating from. Cracks in the top of the stone. And they're shedding this red light, something illuminating from within the stone.
Does there seem to be any? So Victor's first going to investigate the statue.
Okay. Yeah, and it does not look like it's in the same poorly maintained state as the one you saw on the southern bank, but it's a woman wearing armor with heavy braids coming down off her side, and her fists are clutched around the hilt of this greatsword, which is the only object in the room that seems to have magic to it.
And the greatsword is a separate piece
obviously.
of stone from the statue.
It is.
Victor
It
is
looks
going
like it
to-
could be lifted from, like the point of it could be lifted from the floor, and that could be worked out of her hands. It is still, however, one solid piece of stone unto itself. It's just too incredibly heavy.
It's
So, Victor is going to nudge Orson, motion to the sword, and try to.
Orson's gonna look at you and say he's not touching that.
Yeah.
Is this sword normal human sized? It's just made of stone.
It is. If it were a standard greatsword, I mean, it would still take a strong man to wield it. This is probably
Genie, is there any weapon you know of that would work if it was made of stone, like mechanically?
I mean, a sling,
a club.
club.
a maul. Now, I'm not sure, because it's a sword nobody can possibly use, I'm not sure what the value is in taking it, unless we wanted to give it to the statue of the other guy.
Well, I mean, like, hold on. Like, let's look at the other rooms, and then,
Yeah.
like, if we're not in
Yeah.
like any immediate thing, we can take the time
Yes.
to.
It's too late. Victor's already tried to pull the sword away.
Victor,
Edmont
Edmont is what?
Edmont is peering into one of these side alcoves.
We're all sitting there
Okay.
fighting Victor.
Edmont,
someone spray Victor with water for me.
Edmont, make me a charisma saving throw.
Sure thing.
Oh, this again.
Do not
Looking
mind
into
if
this
I do.
alcove, to your right, to the back of the alcove here, black curtain hangs across the wall. And at the
17.
far end of this alcove, you see another door into the north wall. And there's a 17 on the save.
Yep.
You're a few steps into the room before you realize that you're just kind of instinctively moving towards the back curtain. You catch yourself halfway through. And you don't remember, like, hey, I was gonna, like, you don't think you want to go back and throw that curtain open. Nevertheless, you find yourself partially compelled to do so before you
Edmund,
shake the
you-
sensation off.
You weren't here when we learned to cast Detect Mimic, were you?
Oi! Something just tried to draw me in and throw aside this curtain up here, the back of this room.
Yeah, all the rooms here suck. There
It
was one
could,
that was just full with zombies.
it could be a similar creature to what we fought in here, which was a skull. Was it a skull creature?
A terrible fucking creature.
The gallows
yeah.
speaker in the crypts.
Yeah.
So the statue doesn't come to life and try to kill me when I touch the sword.
No, I mean the sword. The thing about the sword is you can't keep an edge on a stone weapon.
It's a great club, or
more or
more.
less.
All right. So, did you take the sword?
Can he lift the sword with his
Try.
life?
Yeah, 9 strength.
I mean, it would take a strength check, and Victor could get the sword free. And if he fails the strength check, it just won't go anywhere.
Like, I think you should leave it
Ekon's-
alone.
Oh, well, go ahead, Victor.
Well, that's a 16.
16. It's really, really heavy, but it's not heavier than like massive logs you've had to move in your life or something. And you don't have to move it far; just pull it forward enough on this pedestal so it kind of comes loose in the statue's hands. And after a few moments of working it, you don't have to lift it so much as just gently guide it to the floor. And now it's laying at the statue's feet in front of you alongside this stone staff.
Orson,
So,
we got you to play.
Ekon's going to step in, touch the sword, and cast Stone Shape, shaping it into a 5-foot-long quarterstaff.
Okay.
You said it was magic, right?
Stone Shape doesn't say non-magical stone.
Can you like wait till we identify it? What if it's like cursed?
Too late. It's already happened.
It's already happened.
I have to look up stone shape and figure out what exactly is going to happen next.
Well, it explodes. We all die.
What if it was a sword that, like, turns metal, if you know the word?
Would a great sword be longer than 5 feet long?
Not for a human, right?
Probably
for a
not.
human.
That would be a real big sword.
This
Yeah, that's what I was
Whitehander is
You're,
only
you're
like
looking at like cloud
I thought
nonsense.
great
up
swords
here.
were like 6 feet.
How many hinges do you need your staff to have?
No hinges.
Yeah, and the shape of the sword just kind of melts down until it's a long quarterstaff.
Oh, pick
It
it
was
up, man.
already-
My brother.
there was already one of those. What are you doing?
That one's
Well,
not
why would
magical.
Wait, what? Huh? What's happening? You guys are talking over each other, having trouble figuring things out.
This
here.
stone staff is still going to be a less effective weapon because it's just far too heavy
Okay.
to use effectively as a weapon, but it retains whatever magic you were detecting a moment ago.
Sure, I'll take hold of it.
Okay? It's the heaviest walking stick you've ever used.
Yeah.
What's next?
I guess I'm
Easier to carry, at least.
I'll take the broken wizard staff with bonus hands.
Okay, so looking at the wizard staff, this was a staff probably to begin with, unless this is the second time Ekon has come down into this dungeon. But the hands are gripping the staff lower on the object than it would have if it was the hilt of a greatsword. However, the hands are not part of the staff. They're not attached to it, just like the woman's hands were not attached to the greatsword. So you can kind of slide the broken stone hands off of it, and you now have a second stone quarterstaff. This one, however, is not radiating any sort of magic.
Well, into the bag of holding.
Okay.
So what was that about a curtain you said?
Yeah,
We
up
need
in
to cast
here,
it.
I don't. Up in here, Curtin tried to some kind of compulsion came over me, and I was about to walk over and pull the curtain aside.
See if you're able to step out of the room, because the last time this happened, it tried to trap us in the room and not let us leave.
There is a door opposite this passageway.
Jeannie, can you just go firebolt the curtain and burn it?
Well, that doesn't seem good if something was... That doesn't seem smart if something was trying to compel him to move the curtain aside. Why would I burn the curtain down?
We have to go through that room anyway.
Why would I burn the curtain down to, like, expose whatever horrible thing?
Jeannie, how many dungeons have we been in together?
I'm not burning the curtain down.
How many terrible things have we been able to avoid?
Let me go ahead and go across, see what's on the other side of that door.
Edmont, you're opening up this next door?
Toss you a
Yeah.
light source. Light
Yeah, thank you.
What is
thank
the
you.
light source? Is it just an illuminated coin or something?
Cantripped pebble.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's already dim light in the room, emanating from the broken stone in the altar. Opening this door, you reveal a T-shaped hallway on the other side. On the right-hand side in front of you, there are several holes coming through the stone wall.
Edmont looks at this hallway and says, "Oh no, I'm not walking through there. Not when Victor bumbled right into that right into that ooze thingy."
So
Watch
yeah,
out,
that was
there
such
might be
a dumb
cube.
thing for Victor to have done, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
Victor's
exactly.
just the big dumbhead. In front of you is another door, and then off to your right, the hallway turns around. And again, it's all masonry. This is all brickwork. None of this is natural stone.
All right.
Edmund, before you go any
Call
further,
back.
let us check this room south before you go any further.
Yeah, I was gonna call back and say there's a hallway, turns off to the right and goes straight T-junction this way.
Hey, Ekon.
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my turret here. I'm
Yep.
gonna go through,
Mhm.
and if I look like I'm not going towards the curtain. If
Yeah.
I look like I go towards the curtain, you pull me back.
I'm gonna have Orson pull you back, but yeah.
Well, Orson can't pull me back with his mind.
Oh, sure. We'll both be on it.
Yeah, like pull me back into this square and then
Key
have
system.
Orson. Yeah.
So the south room is more or less identical to the first. So off to your right, you have this altar with this. The stone is broken and cracked on top, from which this dim light is emanating. Off to your left is another wall covered by the same black curtains, and you will need to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Yep. That is probably not going to do it. That is a 5.
You are compelled to go pull the curtains aside.
All right. So like Jeannie's talking about like this. She's like, yeah, there's light coming through the.
Do I have
She's
to roll
gonna-
initiative against Jeannie?
Well, no, you can pull her
Right,
back.
that's-
It's just she's no longer a willing participant in getting pulled.
Yeah.
So whatever the
Okay, so I'm gonna need a DC 17 strength saving throw, Jeannie.
All right.
We're super
that-
good at strength.
Strength saving throw. That is a 17.
That's
Wow.
the DC.
Yep.
right.
Well then,
Does
So
Orson have
Jeannie-
a chance to grab her, or
No.
okay?
Yep.
So Jeannie, you're now here,
Uh-huh.
and you pull the curtain back, and we're gonna roll initiative.
And he was just like, when did Evie get, or when did Jean get so
Isn't it
strong?
literally the highest strength saving throw you can roll? Was that a 20?
No, I rolled I have a -1. I rolled an 18.
I told you to burn it.
All right. I have.
Let me see. That is a
Red guy is no longer there.
17 for Orson and okay. All right, so that's a 17 for Orson and a 4 for me.
That's just mean. Don't. I'm feeling happy because I roll high initiatives, and then it's like, oh no, he rolls like a 22.
You got like 2
Zoomies.
rogues in the party, so
It's fair.
Well, I think he was meant my monsters at this point because they both
Yeah.
rolled really good
monsters.
initiative.
Yeah, that doesn't actually that doesn't count. Brick's dice aren't real.
My dice are the
Just a
most
shared-
real,
It's just a shared delusion.
using actual
Yeah,
physical
you're right.
dice. I only
No.
use the Google rolling when I have to roll like 8 d6s or something.
Tactile hallucination.
Okay.
So we've got dark purple on deck, or dark purple with Edmont on deck. Are these supposed to be 2 more different purples?
Yes, there's a purple one and there's a
Okay.
pink one, and it's
That's a pink? Sure, why not?
magenta, whatever.
Okay.
You cannot see what's attacking you, Genie, so it gets to roll at advantage. Does it have multi-attack? It does have multi-attack. But if the first attack hits, it doesn't get to make a second. I have a 24 to hit.
That hits. I need a give me use my reaction. I need a Constitution saving throw DC 17 from this creature. Well, actually, let me see if it requires me to be an attack. I see them.
Constitution?
Yes.
Well, you can't see it
DC.
yet. There's nothing
Right,
to see
let-
yet.
Right, but I don't know if it requires it.
Sure.
It's as a reaction immediately after being struck, being hit by an attack, the wielder can expend 1 charge and cause the attacker to be blinded. That's all it
Okay.
says. So DC 17 or you're blind, or it's blinded.
Okay.
Until the start of my next turn.
Well, it didn't roll a 17 on the saving throw, but it's also immune to being blinded.
Oh, well, okay.
So it's going to be 5 points of necrotic damage,
Okay.
and I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Let me mark down this 5.
Burger would be like, no, you.
This thing's in
That's-
the condition immunities are just across the board.
All right, Constitution saving throw 17.
Okay. Then my second attack against you.
Oh, I thought you
it-
said it didn't get a second attack.
Well, the first one didn't hit. You made the save, or it hit, but you passed the save.
Oh,
It'll make sense once somebody fails the saving throw. I hope. It's a natural 20.
I tried.
11 points of necrotic damage.
All right,
And repeat
Alright,
that
calm down.
Constitution saving throw, please.
calm down. So that's all right. Repeat the Constitution saving throw. Come on. Big numbers, no whammies. That is a 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you on the initiative order?
I'm at the bottom.
You're at the bottom. Here's what you all are aware of. Genie was like, I'm going to go in this room, Ekon, and if I start walking towards the curtain, I would want you to pull me back using telekinesis. So, Ekon, you prepared your telekinesis. You watched her walk into the room. She described some of the stuff that she saw as she walked towards the curtain. You tried to grab her. She shrugged off your telekinesis. And that's it. That's all you
Did not
need.
realize she was that strong.
It's the strength of the criminally insane.
We've got Edmont with Fuchsia up.
Edmont, you're up.
Shoulder past Orson, find out, go grab, see if I can go. What do I see when I walk into this chamber?
When you enter the room, you see Genie, and she's pulled the curtain back, revealing a blank stone wall on the other side.
Mhm.
What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 12.
12, and you're both carrying a light source?
Yes.
Yep.
What are these like? Are these like torches or what?
Mine is a pebble.
Mine is is the dagger that I'm using to blind creatures with.
Okay.
It sheds light. 30 feet.
Edmont, the only thing you see that looks out of place is the genie's pulled this curtain aside after she deliberately said she wasn't going to do that. And if I do start to do that, Ekon, I want you to pull me out of this room. That's it.
And I'm going to reach out, grab Jeannie, and pull her back toward the room.
That's up to
Back
Jeannie if
towards
she
the
wants to be
entrance.
grappled like that.
I'm not going to stop
10,
him.
Okay.
15, 20, 25, 35. And yeah, I don't have any other thing I can. I only have 5 feet of movement left. I'm gonna be like, Jeannie, didn't you just say you weren't gonna do that?
And Jeannie goes, huh? Oh, I said if I start to go over there, pull me back. So I'm not the one that made the mistake in this situation.
So who's next?
After
Fuchsia.
Edmont, we. Oh, yeah, the Fuchsia. Yep.
Okay, so who's after
Yeah.
Fuchsia?
Orson with Evie on deck.
I mean, there's nothing to attack in the room, is there?
No, just a bare stone wall on the other side of the curtain.
So Orson's just gonna dodge, I guess.
Okay.
Got Evie with Victor on deck.
There's just a blank wall, and then Jeannie just looks fine.
I mean, she's being... Edmund's got his hand around his arm. He's marching her out of the room. What's Evie's passive perception?
My passive perception is probably not as good as Edmund. Let me see.
Edmund's wasn't good to begin with. It was only a 12.
Oh, mine is 16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Evie, when you're looking into the room, you do notice something out of place. The room is very brightly illuminated because both of these characters are carrying magicked pebbles.
Dagger.
The dim light, the dim red light emanating from the hole, you no longer see much trace of it. And it's not because their illuminated objects have overpowered it. It's because it's retreated and is no longer spanning the entire room.
So there was red light in here that is now gone.
And it took you a few seconds to kind of adjust to it because two people went into the room holding their brightly illuminated stones.
That light went somewhere. Jeannie, where did it go?
I don't know.
I can't use any kind of action to like determine what happened to Jeannie.
Well, what action would you like to take?
I guess.
I mean, Jeannie will tell them something did attack her, unless she's not allowed to do that.
You felt something. You're not sure what you felt. You pulled the curtain behind and you didn't hear anything. There's not like an impact. There's not like a mark on your body.
Well, something happened, but I don't know what. I don't know.
I guess this would be like insight.
Was it similar to what happened in the room with all the dead people?
That you don't know because you don't know what happened.
I
I
guess
mean,
wanna
there's
try
nothing about
insight.
Jeannie's behavior. If you want to use your action to watch Jeannie and see if her behavior is any different, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like what happened because Jeannie, like something happened that she doesn't seem to have been fully aware of.
My question is, are you using your action to monitor Jeannie's behavior this round?
Yes. Okay, I'll do that.
Then, yeah, there's nothing. Jeannie is acting like you would imagine Jeannie would.
Jeannie's doing Jeannie things.
Blaming other people for her own mistakes.
All right.
That's
I
a
don't
Victor thing.
I don't have anything I can do with a bonus action, so I guess I'll just hang out here.
Okay. We've got Victor with Ekon on deck.
I'm assuming Victor can't. How much of this room can Victor see?
Of the south room?
Yeah.
You
Worry
can
about
see
it.
the far wall. And, I mean, the light in the room is coming off of Edmont and Jeannie at this point. But your family is in there having a frenzied conversation about something that did or did not happen to Jeannie, and nobody seems to know what's going on.
So, given Victor's experience with the room of the dead corpses and the frigging jumping skull bullshit, does Victor see anything that looks like it might be able to house one of these?
There's no corpses. There's no skulls. It's not a crypt.
Okay, no urns or bottles or anything.
Nope.
Just empty space with an altar. Okay.
There's an altar on one end and a curtained wall on the other.
You guys need some help in there?
This is at the end of Victor's turn.
Victor is going to ready an action so that if something appears within his line of vision, he is going to attack it.
Sure.
All right. So Ekon with Genie on deck. I would like to make an active Arcana check to detect any unusual magical auras on Genie.
Okay.
That's an Arcana of 22.
So Genie always has some sort of magical auras worth reading.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the standard magical auras. That's why I'm checking for additional ones.
But there is something plastered over the top of it. Something malevolent.
She's under the effect of some other spell, but I can't tell the details yet. It'll take me a second to figure it out. Bonus action.
It's
I'm
not
gonna
a spell.
push-
If it was a spell, you would have learned what
Okay.
spell it was, or at least
so
what
it's just
school
magic,
it was
yep.
with that.
Sure. Okay. Bonus action. I'm gonna push Genie.
Only if Genie allows you.
Yeah, she needs to make another one of those 17s.
I mean, I'll allow you. Like, what?
Okay.
Like, what?
And then
That's
it's
rude.
I think I'll move to here, and then it's Genie's turn.
Genie,
Uh-huh.
on your turn, you may use only half of your movement.
Okay.
And you may use an action or a bonus action, but not both. You also have a bonus action right now that you wouldn't otherwise. You may, as a bonus action, repeat the saving throw, the Constitution saving throw.
All right. Okay, I'll use my bonus action to repeat the Constitution saving throw.
Okay, do this at advantage.
All right. That is it's a 14.
A 14?
Yeah.
Okay. Evie, with your passive perception standing in the doorway, you become aware of this dim red light falling off of Genie's form. You can't see it in the sense of there being another creature in the room with them, but you know that this malevolent energy is there. It's currently being washed out by the illumination that your companions are carrying. Genie,
Evie will make sure the two of them are aware of it. There, the light.
you suddenly feel lethargic for a moment. Like you've gone half a day without rest or food or something. Just like you're kind of trying to shrug off a nap, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you can still use up to half your movement if you like. Evie and Edmont, I will allow either of you to use your reaction right now to make an active Arcana check.
I don't have Arcana.
Sure.
If you're trained in Arcana, I should say, yes.
I am not trained in Arcana.
Okay, then neither of you can use your reaction. Genie,
Yep.
what's good?
I moved, and that's the end of my turn.
All right. And that brings us to purple, yes? Because purple was next on the
Yep.
list.
Darker purple.
Edmund is not dodging, is he?
No, he's not.
Okay. That's not gonna hit. That's only a 7.
Then you should fudge the dice to make it hit, Brick Road.
How about this 23? How does a 23 do?
That'll hit. That'll do. See,
7,
that's what I mean by fudging the dice to hit.
7 points of necrotic damage.
Owie.
Make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Don't mind if I do.
Do I have a reaction currently?
Yes,
Didn't you... Okay, all right.
you do.
12.
12.
Take my last flash of genius.
17.
17. So you feel this necrotic force, but it doesn't seem to come from any particular direction. It's just like the room itself is bearing down on you. You feel it for a moment. Victor.
Yes.
And Orson's not trained to Arcana, but Victor is he?
Yeah, Victor is.
You're holding an action, right?
I am.
Okay. I will let you, this is going to give up your held action, but you may at this point use your reaction to make an Arcana check if you like.
Yeah, I will.
Doing this will cancel your readied action, though, because you have to use your reaction for this.
That's fine.
Okay?
So that's already 20 on the Arcana check.
Okay. Looking into the room, whatever malevolence was attached to Jeannie seemed to try to attach itself to Edmont itself instead. And you've got a feeling of desperation and extreme hunger from this magic in the room.
Get them out of there.
Is that the end of purple?
That's the end of purple. Who's next?
Edmont with lighter purple on deck.
I grab Jeannie by the arm and pull her out of the room with me.
Well, I mean, that behind you is a mass of humanity. Where are you dragging her to?
Let's see, 10, 20, 30. I could deposit her here and then move across to the other hallway.
Yeah, you can do that.
And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Monks are bullshit.
They are indeed.
Yes, I'll flee. I'll bust out of the room with Jeannie and
Evie and Victor.
go across the other side. And he's taking up a defensive stance on the other side of the room, and he's actually going to dodge because I haven't actually taken an action, so I will dodge.
I assume that's what you meant by taking up a defensive stance.
Yeah.
Evie and Victor.
Yes.
As Edmont pulls Jeannie out of the room, and there's no more light source in the room, you can see the red illumination, this dim red light. Except now, it's not emanating from this altar anymore. It's kind of spread out and emanating just from some space a few inches above the floor. So the brightest part of the room would be here in the center, rather than in the altar where it was before Jeannie went in. In other words, you can see something there now.
Okay.
Who's next?
Whose turn is it?
After that, it's going to be... Was that Moav, or
That was Edmund's turn.
is that Edmont? Okay, so yeah, now we have lighter purple with Orson on deck.
Okay, so we skip to Orson next.
Evie's on deck.
Orson doesn't really have anything that he can do at range currently, so he's going to step to the side and dodge to get out of the mass of humanity, as Burger described it.
So he's going to squeeze back into this corner next to this woman's statue.
Yeah,
Okay,
for now, to make room for the people who are more qualified to take care of this.
gotcha.
We've got Evie with Victor on deck.
So this is just a massive red light to my perception.
It's just the point in the room where the light is the brightest. This dim red light, this just ominous glow.
I mean, I don't really know what to make of this.
It's the
But,
room.
I guess I could try hitting it.
Kill it.
Evie's first instinct to see something is always to just stab it.
Victor whispers in Evie's ear, "Take out the dagger. Throw it. You know you want to."
Now she's gonna she throws a dagger there, and gets a 17 to hit. Does that hit anything there?
Which square are you targeting? Which of these 4 squares?
I guess this will.
I mean,
Across from you? Across the room?
Jeannie was in this square originally. No, she was in this square.
Well, she's not anymore, though. There's just a weird glow in the room. Okay.
Yeah, I target this square. Anything happen?
You're rolling at disadvantage because you can't see whatever you're trying to hit.
Okay. Then. Still 17.
17. Does hit.
Hey,
All right, I can't do sneak attack though, but If I hit something for 7 points of magical piercing damage.
It's magical piercing damage.
Mhm.
Much to your surprise, you throw the dagger across the room, and the light bleeds. Whatever you struck, it sent a spray of blood spattering against the back wall, and not a small amount of blood. It looks like you nicked a major artery.
Chini's like looking around. Like, even light has blood. Come on.
Everyone but you, Genie.
Evie, moving or staying put?
Evie will move to here, give someone else a chance to take a shot.
Okay.
And
Victor with Ekon on deck.
actually, no. Bonus action. I'll give Victor. I'll say Victor, it's there, and give him advantage to attack it if he aims at that spot.
You have to see it.
Oh, you're right. I can't. The fact that I can't tell, the blood didn't give away like its location.
No, you still can't see if there even is a creature in the room.
Okay.
It might just be air that bleeds. You don't know.
So he can't give me advantage to hit that same spot?
No.
Okay. A fairy fire might be useful, but I can't use that as a bonus action.
Okay, so Victor's next?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I can't tell directly where it's at, I'm guessing that I can't transfer Hunter's Mark over to it.
If Hunter's Mark would say whether or not you have to see the creature.
Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, it's a creature you can see.
Is it a creature you can see? Okay. Well, then I suppose we are going to steady aim.
Yeah.
And go for the same spot that Evie managed to nick.
Okay.
Cancel out that disadvantage.
Still have disadvantage.
Well, if I steady aim, that gives me advantage.
It does.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is-
that just means
Which
you're
cancels
not.
it, right?
Yeah. Which, yeah.
But you still don't get your sneak attack.
You're
because
not
you
rolling
have
a disadvantage, but you still lose sneak attack because you still have
Yeah.
a disadvantage on the roll.
Yeah.
You got
That's a 20.
every time.
20 will hit.
I wish they gave me sneak attack.
I feel like that's a rule that I should see like more confusion over. Because I feel like there should be more rogue players like trying to argue against that rule. But from what I can tell, everybody pretty much seems, yeah, okay. Disadvantage means you lose sneak attack.
That's a pitiful friggin' 9 damage.
Okay. What's the damage type? Psychic?
Psionic, yeah.
Okay.
Well, when the first time it happened to me, like 60 sessions into Flumph of the Wild, I argued against it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you go on
But
RPG horror stories and?
No, you said no, it works this way, and I was like, oh, okay.
Victor, moving or staying put?
It would be stupid to stand in the doorway.
There's no noticeable effects attacking it psionically because psychic damage wouldn't cause something to bleed.
Yeah, his attacks actually specifically say they don't leave a mark.
Gross.
So I kind of move to there,
Yep.
and then this is conveniently a 20-foot cube. So I
Sure.
can get this square and the entire room in a fairy fire. See 17 dexterity.
I've got a 13.
Okay. Any invisible creature is outlined in air's radiance of daylight.
You don't get an outline of a creature. What you get instead is the blood spatter on the wall that was the result of Evie's attack begins glowing. That's what the fairy fire decides to attach to when you specify creatures in the area. The room remains dimly lit with red light, and the fairy fire is not overpowering that particular illumination.
What, no fireball?
Is that it for Ekon?
Yep, move back to there. Genie with darker purple. Fireball is an action.
Genie is okay. Well, and do I still under the same restrictions I was before?
No,
Action.
You are
okay.
not.
All right. I feel a lot better now. That's good. I'm going to attack the blood with Firebolt.
Okay. So you have advantage
Let me
from
just
Fairy Fire
ask.
and disadvantage from the thing being invisible.
But it can't. So fairy fires, it can't be invisible. Doesn't work.
The thing is, it's not invisible. It's just
Okay. Okay.
So I'm giving you
I
the
was
advantage.
just making sure.
Yeah, I'm giving you the
Yeah,
advantage
I was
from
just
the
making
Fairy
sure because
Fire.
it does say that it can't be invisible, but if it's some other mechanic, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just make sure we're on the same page.
That's a
It's really-
crit.
Uh-oh.
A lot of crits today.
It's the way Fairy Fire is like it can't get the benefits of being invisible.
Right.
I
That's
believe.
the 35 points of fire damage.
Oh my goodness. Bear with me 1 second as I do some math in my head.
Actually,
As you launch a firebolt into the room, it explodes partway into the room as though it impacted something. And again, sprays blood against the back wall.
where did my firebolt impact?
Just in the room somewhere. As you flood
Okay.
the firebolts.
Vague.
Is the new blood spray also glowing?
It is.
All right. Well, bonus action. Well, actually, bonus action. I think I'm the only one missing 10 hit points.
I might be.
Well, you're still
Yeah, I
within
am.
10. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, 11 10 hit points.
Cool.
Everybody's within range, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
My hawk was missing them, so thank you.
Is that a
The only way. Yes.
Darker purple.
Okay. Everybody except for Ekon and Evie have a pretty clear shot of the doorway of the room. And you don't see any movement in the room, at least not at first. It just looks as though the light in the room becomes brighter and brighter in the direction of the doorway. Any of the four of you, Victor, Orson, Edmont, or Jeannie, who want to spend their reaction, I will allow you to make an active perception check right now.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Well, Orson got a 1, and I got a
25.
25?
I got a 11.
And Victor
16.
got... So got a 16, and Victor got what?
25.
25. So, Edmont and Victor, you think there's something strange about the way the blood on the far wall is dripping down towards the floor, which is what you would expect. It's not dripping so much as it's slithering towards the ground. The light is now brightest in the doorway, and Victor... I have a 17 to hit Victor.
That unfortunately hits me.
For 3 points of necrotic damage.
Ew.
And please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Hey, that's a 20.
Okay. Victor, I also have a 20 to hit you.
Oh, fuck you.
We have 4 points of necrotic damage. And please give me a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 12.
12. So as the light begins getting brighter in the doorway, it begins once again getting completely washed out by the lights you guys are holding in the room. And I guess I'll leave it there just because it's like last known location, so to speak. Where is Victor on the initiative lists?
15.
Probably next.
Okay. Who's next? Or actually, now that we've hit Victor with that, who would be next?
Orson?
Orson?
I think, yeah, right.
Now would
Edmont,
be-
did you go?
I haven't gone yet.
Somehow
was
we
its
skipped
turn.
Edmont.
Edmont.
Oh, that's because this purple one moves.
The purple
That's what's
one
happening.
moves.
So it's Edmont's turn.
So that's the top of the order, isn't it? That's very handy. So why don't
Yeah.
we take a 15-minute break to all get a bagel? And when we come back, we'll find out what horribleness is happening to Victor.